those remember throwbacks? Those little stubbies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's like intentionally designed. It's like so you won't warm up by the time you finish drinking it.
Is that like the Bundaberg ginger beer sized bottle? So
smaller. They were like maybe 200 mils. They're just these tiny little VB stubbies. We used to sell them. It's really like short, flat carton.
Yeah, and it was it's just like that's entirely the idea. Like the further north you are, the hotter it is, and
so you got to go like down south to get the giant Foster's.
Yeah, it's like that's why they're like the drink size like pints and stuff are all like originate from places that are northern hemisphere really cold. You're gonna end up drinking even at room temperature. It's gonna be cold, right? So.
And then you start getting into the equator, and it's all shots.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
it's a 4Z.
Well, speaking of surviving north, you guys did survive a blizzard.
Yeah.
2 for 2, baby.
That's pretty good.
Second one.
Well, technically, 2 for 2. This one went a bit better.
I promised you guys I'd never throw one at you again, and that's why you can't trust me.
And just like Arnie said, I lied.
I mean, when you said you promised you'd never throw one at us again, I actually forgot that you promised that, so I was working under the assumption that we were going to see another blizzard.
And now you'll never know.
I didn't hate you before,
I'll probably
now
forget
I
this
do.
Conversation in a couple of days.
I didn't hate you before, and now I do.
Well, I strive to make everyone hate me.
Well, you know what, Cameron?
Strive to live up to people's expectations.
You know what? I lied.
Now I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that. Anyway, last week, as I said, surviving a blizzard, you had left Brinchender after meeting the Speaker, getting the lowdown on a serial killer loose in the 10 towns, several missing persons, most of which you already knew about, and letting them know that a Verbig was travelling north, potentially near Tourmaline. You then found probably the best stables ever in the history of this podcast, at least.
I'd agree.
In the history of this podcast?
I'd say in the history of Fey Run.
Look, I didn't want to say it myself, so I'm really glad that you did.
Look, not many stables in Faerun have, like, velociraptors and, like, elephants. Giant cave spiders or
it's true.
megalodons.
And they were really back there, if you looked within your heart. There was always that one door you didn't open.
If Jen looks within her heart, could she turn into a velociraptor?
Categorically, no.
If she looked into her heart, could she turn into a heart?
Oh.
Yes, actually, I'll allow that.
Is there, a museum at Easthaven?
Some sort of zoo?
I don't know. You guys keep threatening to go there and then never going there.
We're building this place up.
I know. It's going to be such a letdown. In any case, you guys did make your way out of Brinchender north towards the Khan on the way to the Dwarven Valley, where you're expecting to run into a cart, and so you did. A body that had been torn limb from limb. May the gods rest his soul. Oobok
the Massive.
R.I.P. The Massive. And a set of tracks leading away from the grisly site. Looks like a heavy sled had been dragged away. And I believe Sveta said something about looking for tracks as well.
Yeah, and I believe that Woden rolled a nat 20 for that, so we should base it off of that.
Unfortunately, all dice rolled after the next week on Reflex save
the
are invalid.
Alright, I'll just have to roll another natural 20.
Yep.
Just believe me, okay?
Well, I believe that was a pretty good acrobatics check for you to get down off of the snowdrift that you're on. But...
Survival?
Survival, yeah.
I know how to survive.
18.
I know how to survive in theory.
What do you
get?
8. 14.
Also 14.
14. Okay. So you all had you were just coming over a ridge, and you now have to make your way with mules to where the body is. And you can see, unfortunately, as well as being dismembered, it looks like there's a lot of missing parts as well. Whatever had taken him had probably consumed some of him. Where you can see where the sled leads away, you can see a number of tracks. It looks like just around the body and where the sled was, they're small-sized tracks, or small feet. And then as they get underway, you can see they have this sort of broad, circular shape. You can only guess to be probably snowshoes. some description. But they all still look smaller than the snowshoes that you had.
Can we try and work out perhaps how many sets of footprints there are?
What was the survival checks again? You did hit the DC that I was after, but if you want to know that kind of detail...
I got an 18.
18?
Sveta topped with 18.
18. Let me make a decision here. You'd say that the party size would be between 4 and 8.
Humanoid?
Humanoid. Yes, but small.
Not Yeti-sized.
Not Yeti-sized.
Dwarven.
That was my
sized.
question.
Smaller than that.
Halflings.
Could be.
Oh, bloody
The size-
kobolds.
Gotta be those
Could
kobolds.
be.
Spend the money.
That also would fit the description for the size category as well.
Carnelian, can you just put your foot beside this one over here?
He does a little steppy.
Are you wearing shoes?
Well, he would be wearing
That
snowshoes.
booty.
I mean, like, are you,
He
like
can just take one of them off to compare.
yeah. But the tracks are also seem to have been booted, so you can't tell like a
But
like
roughly
a
the same
bare
size
foot.
as
Yeah,
Carnelian's
roughly.
foot.
yeah.
Okay.
How suspicious, Carnelian. What have
Where were you?
What have you done? Oh my god.
I was cowering with
Where are the other-
against a blizzard.
Where are the other kobolds going?
Additionally, Sveta, you would guess that these tracks were made within the last hour or so.
These look fresh.
Oh, well, that's why we can see them after that blizzard, because I was curious about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They would. That's treacherous.
Damn, these tracks are so fresh.
Eat fref.
Shall we follow them?
Well,
we
if we want
promised
the
to get
cuts-
that card back, so...
Let's do it.
Sorry, I just can't stop staring. Even without limbs. This guy's an absolute chungus. He is massive.
He's so big the Yetis couldn't even finish him. There's some bits of him left.
You can only see the upper half of his torso, and it's still as wide as you are tall.
Look at the chest. Oh my god.
Should we preserve the body and bring him back? Surely they would want to make a statue out of his torso.
He might be one for your... Imagine how pleased Sylvanus would be with this absolute unit.
I might even level up.
I think so.
I mean,
In like a metaphorical sense, right?
Yeah, like I might see an elephant in the distance.
I mean, you guys have all heard about like the relics of saints, right? They always like keep, bones, teeth. Maybe this could be the similar thing. Maybe it could hold some kind of holy divine power.
Well, I'm getting a tree and I'm shoving him into it.
I heard that Oobok himself is a saint.
Oobok.
I've heard that he's a god.
Offering a god to a god?
He's the patron saint of units.
And let me just say, they took the bottom half of him for a reason.
Oh, yes.
That is definitely a relic.
They wanted to take a lot, but they took the important bit.
Oobok, unfortunately, even just his upper torso is too massive.
The real Oobok, uncut and uncensored.
Even if you put all mules together and had Sveta turn into a draft horse and push together, you wouldn't be able to move him. He is immovable.
Oh my god.
What if she turned into an elephant?
If she knew how to turn into an elephant, I'd consider it.
I don't think she can at this level anyway.
CR.
If she'd at least seen an elephant, I'd probably consider it. They have pretty good technique. But as that has not been the case...
CR4! Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Elephant's no joke.
no joke. I wouldn't fight one. Apparently,
I wouldn't fight him.
apparently, according to Asadi, some people think they can.
I wouldn't fucking go him.
I'll leave the body.
We must leave it at the
He is massive.
Gotta wait for Hannibal to bring the elephants up the Alps.
Oh yeah, he's busy. Pincering.
However,
Who's Hannibal?
whilst the body of Oobok seems to be some sort of impossible task, following this track seems to like it'd be quite easy. The trail is quite wide. It's obviously some big heavy sled that's being pulled, and the tracks are very fresh.
Carnelian, with your combined, if you were with friends that were the same size as you, how many would be able to carry 300-pound cart?
I'd like you to roll for physics. That's on your
A
character
lot of
sheet,
tiny little individuals.
surely, right?
There's a 13. I'd have to guess at least a dozen kobolds would be required to drag something that is 900 pounds.
That's a lot of little carnelians.
Hey, question. Didn't you say there were other tracks as well?
Even smaller ones.
So
Bigger ones.
what you can see quite easily is the big wide trail that the sled's obviously leaving, and there are small tracks that are, for a start, around where you are now, little footsteps, and then as it's leading away, in the trail itself, slightly deeper set in the snow, are these smaller tracks that are sort of leading off as well.
So there's no evidence of any larger footprints of any sort.
You don't see anything, no.
May as well follow.
Are they all like at least in like the small size category, or are there any medium?
As far as you can tell, they all seem small.
Same question.
As far as you can tell,
Yeah.
there's one massive... No, wait, that's Oobok. They're all small.
Alright, well, we may as well follow
everywhere.
this track while it's still fresh.
Let's do it. We'll find out soon enough how they're doing it.
Come on, mules.
You guys
I
are...
you know you speak with animals.
I was just talking commentary.
You guys decide to follow the trail.
Yeah.
Donkey's in tow.
At a, like, decent enough pace, because, like, surely we can catch up to these things pretty quick.
Yeah, keeping our eyes open.
Okay. You guys follow for about half an hour until the creatures you have been following appear to be goblins. Based on their stature, all 6 of them groan, grunt, and curse loudly as they haul the bulky sled towards what appears to be a 20-foot-tall wagon parked in the snow. Harnessed to its conveyance are 2 roaring polar bears that don't look happy.
Oh, shoot.
Jesus.
That one's better.
Right, Carnelian, he said it. So now that we can see them, did you actually say how many there were? Sorry, was it 6?
6.
Yeah.
Now, going back to that question, maybe it would take a dozen kobolds to pull a sled like that. To pull it well, yes, I'd probably say. They seem to be having quite a lot of trouble moving that sled. You are, I would say, about 120 feet behind them.
Have they noticed us?
They do not appear to at this stage.
Is there anything along... So we're on the road, right? Or is
There's
it
no
open?
road here.
Is there any sort of, like, trees or anything that we look like we could sort of catch up to them and be beside them, but kind of hidden from sight, or at least with some cover?
How far away are they from the polar bears?
Okay, so where you are right now is pretty open. There doesn't appear to be any trees, rocks, or anything like that. As I said, these sort of seem to be almost like they would have been at one point rolling fields that are covered. So there's not a lot in the way of trying to get cover here.
Pretty open.
One of the things that you could probably say is that it's very fortunate that whatever they're doing is taking up a lot of their attention. As in, you were asking how far away from the cart they were?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say they're about 100 feet away.
We've almost made it.
And, sorry, and how far? You said 120 from us?
Yeah.
Are there polar bears tied to, like, the sled?
Yeah. What did I say? The...
Caravan.
Appears to be a wagon.
Wagon. Okay. At least they're not loose.
Do we think the 3 mules could handle the sled? I'm guessing that was the intention, otherwise we...
Yeah, I don't know why you would have gotten the mules. Yeah, so mules are obviously more sturdy than doggy. You think that if you harness them all up, it would be slow going, but you could move it. You'd probably be more efficient than the goblins are being right now.
Okay, I think Carnelian is going to pull out his bow and and he's gonna like say under his breath, he's like, we should intercept them before they get to those bears. And he is going to chant an incantation, point his bow at the group of goblins, and cast Asleep.
Oh, shit.
Alright.
Okay, what was the range on that spell?
90 feet, so he's going to have to move up 30 before he can get into range.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, they haven't spotted you, so you want to move forward 30 feet and cast a spell. Does anyone else want to do anything at the same time?
I will wild shape into a snow leopard and give you cover because I look like the snow. And you should be able to hide behind me after you cast it.
I will give you a little tap on the bottom and say, here, this might help with the sneaking.
Gonna need to reach down a fair bit.
Yeah, I'm like on my hands and knees, and then an underhand slap to the bum.
Like in baseball where they just really cuff
And
it.
you guys just looking, what the fuck is he doing? Hey, have this, help you sneak.
Human culture is weird.
Okay.
So that's guidance.
So we've got a move forward and spell sleep. We have a wild shape into a what was this? Snow leopard, was it?
Yeah.
And you want to move in front of Carnelian, or do you want to keep pace with?
I'll keep in front of him, and I'll also cast Speak with Animals before I do that.
All right. And Horatio is doing a butt pat for guidance. Woden, was there something you would like to do as well, or?
I will go up to Horatio and pat him on the butt.
Okay.
Ooh.
And say, those are firm. And I'll get out Beef Cliff and I'll move. I'll probably hang back a little bit at the moment to try and not be seen.
Yeah, make sure your frontline kobold is right there. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I'm just going to... I want them to be asleep before they see me and retaliate.
Roll. Okay, so what I'll get you to do then for your turn is if you're wanting to try and stay hidden, I will give you the chance to hide, so make a stealth roll. Everyone else, those things go off, and I will get you to roll the sleep at the end.
Alright. I'll be casting it at second level.
Yep, okay. That stealth check, Woden?
Well, I'll have disadvantage. Excellent.
Yep.
That is 4. No, 6.
Okay,
Very stealthy.
6. Okay. So, a couple things happen at once. You guys are able to move into position, and the spell goes off. As you're casting the spell, what you do see on top of the wagon is a figure climb onto the top. Like a small goblin-sized figure. It seems to be peering out. Roll your sleep.
Big sleep.
1, 5, 8, 9, 11, 13,
Rough.
18. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, that was rough.
Considering what it could be, so you said 18.
Yeah, only 18.
Yeah, only... So... Alright. Everybody roll for initiative.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, boy. Here we go.
Probably
Oh
have
my god.
Otto beside me.
Natural.
Yep, that's fine.
Fucking.
1.
A 20. Hey!
Nice.
You're not.
Open this up.
Nice twice.
Okay. Horatio,
Yes?
what was your initiative?
Oh, yes. 13.
Sveta,
19.
Woden,
21.
Oh, yes.
and Carnelian.
15.
Dean, okay. What happens first? So, can I get an idea of what goblins you were targeting first with the spell?
He's not targeting any goblins. He puts
Yeah,
the AoE
they're all
over
the same.
all of them, and then the same. Well, I mean, he'd probably be like if he has the choice, he'll pick the ones that are up the front, closer to the bear.
All right. So that means that the two goblins at the front fall asleep face first into the snow.
Nice.
The other 4 goblins don't seem to realize at first that this has happened, and they're just suddenly find that they're unable to move the sled.
Pathetic.
That means it's Woden's first chance to act.
Oh, jeez. And they are... So you're 90 feet, and I'm behind you, so I'll put myself at 100.
It's opening night.
It's opening night. I'm going to... Dodge is an action, hey?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm just going to dash forward 60.
Okay.
So I'm 40 feet from the closest one, I guess.
Okay.
And while I'm running, I will be withdrawing my shield. So I will equip that. And my beef cliff's out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So double move so that you're within 40. And that's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. That means it now goes to the goblin up front who's asleep. Then Sveta.
Closest one is still 90 feet away.
For you, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to double move so I'm 80 feet closer to them.
So you're then 10 feet away.
And that will be me.
Okay. You can see at this range.
Back it up, 70 feet away. I'm going to pounce.
Okay.
Oh, hell.
Few pounds.
Alright, so you move 70 feet, so that means you're 20 feet away, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. And then nothing happens. So what you can hear... You hear a voice. What's happened? The sled's not moving! Carnelian, it's your turn.
Carnelian is going to take a move closer. Does the goblin on top of the cart look any different to, like, in dress or style?
Make a perception check.
20.
Yes. It appears they're wearing slightly different clothing. They seem to be more heavily padded. And you can see on their arm seems to be a hawk of some description that they're holding up.
Are they speaking common or goblin?
Who?
The one on top.
You're 90 feet... Oh, you can't... No, they haven't... You're not close enough for any of that.
Okay.
But also, you haven't seen the one on top speak.
Ah.
What you heard was that coming from the... Sveta and Woden heard that coming from the gang of driving the cart.
Okay, so Carnelian is going to move up. If they haven't actually turned around to see us yet, he is going to cast Silent Image and project an additional polar bear, but heading towards them and not chained up.
Okay, so where is that going to be? Is it going to be heading toward the cart or heading towards the...
It is going. So he's going
sled?
to move 30 feet forwards, and he's going to have it be moving towards the sled.
All right. After that is another goblin that's on the sled. Put your back into it! No, you put your back into it! What's he doing? Wait, what's that? It's a polar bear! Run! And he instantly breaks away and starts making for the cart. Horatio, it's your turn.
So how far away am I from the closest goblin at this stage?
If you stayed where you were, because you didn't say you moved forward, you're 100 feet away.
100 feet. And how far away are my companions?
So Sveta moved forward 70 feet, Woden moved forward 60 feet. That's another plus 10 feet for you, so 80 and 70 feet respectively. And then Carnelian moved 90, then moved another 30. So
Carnelian moved 30 and 30, so he'd be 60 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably just...
Actually, I think everyone else is a little bit further ahead then.
I'll just move dash.
Okay.
I'm still at the back.
Bringing up the tail.
Yep.
Okay. Another goblin from the cart. Polar bear, what are you talking about? Oh, shit! And he drops the rope and starts running as well. The small individual figure on top of the cart looks out into the distance and sees everyone approaching the cart. Even Woden, who was trying to be a bit more stealthy. They see the two of them running. You hear a shout on the wind. That's not a polar bear! It is now.
Yes, it is.
That one is asleep. And this one, last one to go in the initiative order, is going to get advantage on their investigation check. Okay. 12 to beat the DC.
My DC is... I think 12... Yeah, 12 will do it.
You idiots! That's not a polar bear! And then they turn to their left. That's a fucking snow leopard! He drops the reins as well and dashes off into the distance. All four of them are running for the cart with the polar bears on it. Woden, it's your turn.
They're running to the cart. Okay.
Yeah. They double moved, so They are 60 feet away, so they've... Well... Yeah. They're 60... They're 40... They're 60 feet away from the cart now. But it looks like they've abandoned the sled.
Alright. Well, I was 40 feet from them, so... I'll dash forward so I'm... So the thing at the back is the cart that they've stolen.
Yes.
And that's what we want. Okay. I might just run up and stop there.
Yep.
If I get to the cart, how far are they?
They're 60 feet from the cart.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really do that much, so I'll just stop. I might use a double dash just to get to the cart, the full 40 feet.
Yep.
And I'll stop there.
Okay. You see 2 sleeping goblins face down in the snow. Sveta, what would you like to do?
Okay.
Stop the goblins.
I will, although
goblins.
they did move. Closest one that's not sleeping. Probably have to dash for it.
Yeah, so they're 60... So you said you were 20 feet back, so they would be 80 feet away from you.
I'm going to dash the entire 80 feet.
Yep.
And it's puff.
Be right there?
Yep.
Alright, that means... you hear some commotion going from the cart. It looks like the person on top is talking to someone in the cart. And from the side, a bolt comes flying past. Actually, an arrow comes flying past.
From the side?
Yeah.
So,
So, like,
none
someone's-
of the ones that we've seen.
No. So from inside the cart.
Did I see that?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Sveta.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Miss.
The arrow goes wide. Now it's number 6. So you're right up on him.
Yeah.
He's gonna, knowing that he can't outrun a snow leopard, he's gonna turn and try and slash at you with a scimitar. Stay away from me! No! That would be 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. 6 points of slashing damage.
Oh, hang on, I just killed my character one second.
No.
Sveta has unfortunately died.
No, it's fine.
Due to a Clara.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Judo Clara, you can no longer play in this adventure.
Sorry, how much damage?
6.
6, alright.
Slashing.
Thank you.
They seem genuinely frightened of you.
Good.
I mean, I would be frightened of a bloody snow leopard that was bigger than a man.
Yeah.
6, cool. Alright.
Carnelian.
Alright, Carnelian is going to move up to the sled. He's going to use his interact action to stow his bow.
Yep.
And then he's going to use his action to direct the illusion to start moving towards the cart, which I believe he can move it up to 60 feet at a time.
Okay. Alright, you do so. So now that's heading towards the cart.
Going to try and keep the image of the bear in between the cart and the sled, just so that those who haven't noticed that it is an illusion will have some obstruction, line of sight obstruction.
Okay. It's another one of the goblins that is in the pack making their way for the cart. They don't believe that the polar bear is a illusion now.
Bang.
But they are right there with the snow leopard. And they're just like, oh gods! We're all going to die! We're all going to die! He turns to slash at you with a scimitar as well. Please don't hurt me! Natural 20.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, if you keep that up, I will hurt you.
This guy's a machine.
Ooh, that's 15 points of slashing damage.
That is all good. I mean, it sucks, but...
Terrified master swordsman.
Yeah.
Please, no!
You see tears.
John Wick.
You see tears from his eyes as he deftly slices into your flank. Horatio,
They
it's your
get
turn.
butt cups and I get a slash to it.
You get a tearful slash.
Cheerful slash. He's so sorry about it. Horatio.
But there, and then how far are the goblins? Would the closest goblin be from me now? Still 60 feet.
From you move forward double. You're still a good 40 feet from the cart. So the goblins would be another 6. So the goblins are still 100 feet in front of you.
Still 100 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they double moved out.
Okay. Oh, I'm coming! And then dash again, 60 feet.
So do you get in front of the cart? Because Woden stopped at the cart.
Well, so it's 60 feet to the cart, sorry?
40 feet for you to
40?
the cart. Yeah.
But I'd have to dash. But then it's another 60 feet after the cart.
Correct, yeah.
I'll stay at the cart.
Okay. That means...
But I can't do any actions because I still had to dash to get a bit further.
Yeah. So Woden and Horatio are now at the cart.
Okay.
Okay, another one of the goblins. He's like, "You got it! Maybe we'll survive after all!"
How healthy is Sveta's snow leopard looking?
Gonna need to find out on your turn, I think.
I
Gonna need to find out on yours also.
I'm just gonna subtract 8 from the attack roll.
Okay.
Cutting words. Carnelian is going to yell an insult about his poor swordsmanship skills.
How much are you reducing it by?
8.
You got an 8 on his D8.
Okay, so
You
that
saved
makes
them all
the
for
new
this.
total 16 to hit.
Hit.
I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Oh my god, rough.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was really mean,
So he
Carnelian.
has pluses.
Yes, plus 4.
4
Wait, no.
4 points. Oh, sorry. Maybe 15 then. 15 hit? 4 points of slashing damage. The figure on top of the wagon, looking at everything and seeing how it goes, uses an interact action to pull out a torch, action to light it, and then free action drops it on the cart, jumps down from the back of the cart, and runs off into the tundra.
Like the cart that's got the polar bears, or with the ingots?
Cart with the polar bears, yes.
Oh, okay.
And now
It's weird.
you can hear like people shouting from inside the cart, or someone shouting from inside the cart.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's people in there.
Okay, that means it is that person's turn. They're going to try and leave the cart. Let's do a acrobatics roll.
That's fair.
You see from inside of the cart a goblin that's slightly singed tumble their way out of the front of the cart, and they go to run. Unfortunately, one of the polar bears takes a swipe at him.
Wrong way.
That is definitely a hit.
He's having a rough day, this goblin.
This guy has been
That
set on
goblin
fire.
is super dead now.
You, sir, are correct. That goblin is dead.
Wish I could be a polar bear.
Give it a
Okay.
couple levels.
Yeah.
That
You've
guy's-
seen one? I suppose you've probably seen one before. But
Well, she's seen a cave bear now, which is an upgrade to the polar bear.
You'd be surprised. That one's asleep. That means it's another one. He's looking back to the burning cart, realizes he's got not much else to do but try and fight his way out. Flashes at Sveta. That is going to be a 10, which will be a miss.
Yeah.
Finally.
Woden, your turn.
Okay.
There is a cart going up in fire 120 feet. 100 feet in front of you. 120 feet in front of you, and you are at the sled.
120 feet. Shit.
so from the sled to the cart's 120 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't even get to it. Shit.
I mean, I doubt it's going to incinerate instantly, so we've got a little bit of time to get there and quench the flame.
But it would be nice to have polar bears, and they might get spooked by the fire.
Well, did I hear the screaming coming from inside it?
Yeah, it was pretty loud.
Did it sound like goblins screaming, or they've
Yes, it
got
did.
like? Oh, okay.
It sounded like
All right.
goblin screams.
Oh, no rush then.
Yeah, I thought that was
Never
like
mind,
an
never mind,
excited in there or
goblins.
something.
If he's burning it, it's something he doesn't want other people to find. We absolutely have to get there now.
Well, I'm not so worried now that I know that it's just goblins. I might just stay at the cart. And you said there's two asleep where me and Horatio are.
Yeah.
With the sleep spell, if I drag their bodies, would that wake them up? If I'm not trying to wake them, but I move them?
So to wake them up, it either has to... A minute needs to pass, you need to use an action to rouse them, or they need to take damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you wanting to drag the bodies with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just want to, like, bring them together and maybe tie them up or something.
Okay, so roll me a survival check if you want to tie them together.
Okay. Alright. No, that's a shit roll.
6-second knot.
It's very quick, yeah.
9.
9. If you want, you know that the knot's but not particularly great. You could spend some more time making a better knot. It only took you. You've had only a couple seconds to put everything together, so you know it won't hold too well, but it might hold initially.
They're only small. That's okay.
After Woden, that person's still asleep. Sveta, it's your turn.
Alright, the two that are giving me a hard time...
There's all four of them are giving you a hard time right now.
Well,
Actually, sorry, can I, as well as doing that, just use a, like, perception check or something to see if everything still appears to be in the cart where I am? Like they haven't taken
sled.
all the sled, sorry?
I think you wouldn't have enough time to make that assessment, so I'm going to say no.
Alright.
Sveta, sorry.
alright, I'm gonna bite the one that crit me.
Yep.
12?
12 is a miss.
Alright, I'm gonna swipe at him anyway. Oh, wait. No, I don't get double attack on this.
I was going to say, I'd be surprised if you get
I
two
really
attacks.
wish I did. So I was doing...
Do you only get that on the pounce?
yeah. And then I can push them over.
On the bounce.
Um,
Bouncing.
pretty much all I can do.
Okay.
I should have started dodging. That's okay.
Okay. After Sveta, another person from inside makes an acrobatics check to try and get out, and does so. And so from the other end of the cart, you can see another goblin that's looks like their arms on fire as they roll their way out of the cart, and they start running into the tundra, rolling down a hill to put out the flames. The cart is still burning, though. It is now the Swordmaster's turn, as it turns out. He looks over at the cart that's on fire, and you see him get this panicked look in his face. And then he looks over to the sled that's 60 feet away and can see Woden and Horatio both there. And he yells out to both of you in common, and he says, "Big knobs! There's a cat here! Giant cat! Help me!" And then he takes a swipe at Sveta.
Oh my, stop.
We're coming, we'll save you.
17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Observe as we tame this giant cat.
7 points of slashing damage.
God damn. There's a lot of blood coming out from this form.
Carnelian, it's your turn.
Yeah, let's not mess around. Sleep spell number 2, centered on the 4 goblins that are engaging.
Right. Roll your sleep.
Here we go. Come on, more than... Okay.
7?
Okay.
10, 13, 18, 24.
24, okay.
Better.
Now, none of them had taken damage yet, I don't think.
No.
Sweater did not hit, yeah.
Sometime...
I sure got hit, though.
Okay. All but one of them falls asleep.
Excellent work.
Is it the Master Swordsman?
Nothing phases
Okay,
him.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep all except the Master Swordsman and one other, and I'm going to do a fitty-fitty roll to see if he gets slept or not.
Alright.
Sleep.
He's immune to sleep.
He actually is half-elven.
It's very
What a
late.
freak.
What?
Goblin elven.
Machine, you mean? Okay. 50-50 chance. So, higher than 50%, the swordsman slept.
Sounds like a nice book.
Lower. So, the swordsman's the only one up.
He's got the blessing of Oobok.
We call him Oobok, save me in my dire time of need.
Alright, and Carnelian will move up another 30 feet after doing that.
Okay. After that, slept. Horatio, it's your turn.
Slept. What did you do last night? Slept. I think because I'm still 120 feet away, none of my things get even closer.
You're 60 feet from those goblins, 120 feet from the car.
Oh,
It's on
because you
fire.
guy are sort of fighting in between,
Yes,
halfway.
Yeah.
I
Sorry if I
am-
did not make that clear.
No, I think you did. I just missed it. Okay. I would like to advance 30 feet,
Okay.
Mr. Game Master.
Yep.
Um,
And then you see the goblin look up. Help me! It's going to eat me!
Very well, here, accept this gift. This should help. And then I will cast Bane on him.
That seems a little excessive.
It's a save, is it?
I've got slots to burn, baby. Well,
Okay, so what type of save is that?
maybe. That is charisma, thank you.
That would be a 9.
Fail, baby.
He is baned. I'm going to rename this guy from Goblin number 6 to Master Sword Goblin.
Soon to be faceless.
And then Bane.
Face off.
Okay, so he's been baned. That means it's now going to run down to...
Nicholas Travolta.
Or
Travolta Goblin.
John Cage.
Oh, John Cage.
New complication. The cart is now very much on fire, and the 2 polar bears that are lashed to it are starting to get edgy as the fire is creeping up behind them. You can see they're getting very close to the flames, and if something's not done soon, they will start being on fire.
Sorry.
You should do something about that.
I got pause. Like,
No, you can't. You have speak with animal running.
snowcats can't talk.
Fly, you fools!
Doesn't the spell allow you
No,
to talk?
it says if you. Hang on, I had it up before.
The polar bears are like, fire's really hot! You're like, fly, you fools!
You can't cast spells, and your ability to speak. Oh, I can't even do that. Or take any action that requires hands is limited to the capabilities of your beast form. Snow leopards don't know any languages.
Yeah, but the magic of speak with animals allows you to speak to, like, so...
Would it allow me to do that?
I would
What's the
rule
wording
it...
on speak with animal?
Yeah, so speak...
Oh, sorry. I'll fucking tell you.
That was good.
Oh, it's not even a concentration spell.
Come on, Doolittle.
You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Oh, yeah, I suppose I can have any tongue and do that.
Yeah, so, like, you could be any shape or form and cast that spell and be able to speak with animals. So I'm going to say that if you did precast it, you would be able to speak to those polar bears.
Calm down.
If you wanted to.
Alright.
Oh, shit.
It's calm down.
No, to the bears.
You are exceptionally bad at this talking to animals. Actually, that tracks with your charisma.
It's pretty trash. It is -1.
You would be able to speak to those polar bears if you got to them.
I hope I don't die before then. Alright. Yep.
I
it my
heard
turn?
you.
Did I say... no, it was the polar bear's turn. Woden, it is your turn, though.
Well, I also must have missed the fact that they're only 60 feet away. So...
Because they'd stopped to fight Sveta.
Eldritch Blast!
Okay?
Hit him in the uvula.
Whichever one...
There's only one that's standing.
Oh, there's only one
Only
standing,
one
okay.
Swordsmaster remained.
Baned.
Him then.
And he's
Swordsmaster
bane.
Goblin.
Oh, and he's baned? What does that mean?
That means that when he makes an attack, he has a D4 negative instead of a positive. Like bless. It's the opposite of bless.
And
Bruh.
ability
14.
checks? Is it?
14.
Attack
Miss.
It's 2 things.
The blast harmlessly hits to the side of the goblin just on a snowdrift. He looks at it and he looks at you and goes, "That's not helping me!"
Sorry, I missed.
Sveta, it's your turn.
I was aiming at the cat.
Should I disengage?
He's baned.
How far away are the bears?
They're from you 60 feet away.
They're burning.
I'm going to risk the attack of opportunity.
Okay?
Because I'm going to need all my movement.
So you move away.
Yep.
The goblin follows you with his sword, but doesn't attack.
Christ.
Sees that you've run away, and you see him looking between you guys in the cart, you that's run away, and the hills behind him that are clear.
That's a master's restraint.
Sveta, you get a chance to talk to those polar bears if you want.
How do we sleep while the bears are burning?
I have midnight oil in my head now.
Worst things to have in your head.
It's true.
When Shanna forces give the nod. Sorry.
Taking advantage of my lack of charisma, I'm going to tell the bears to calm down. Calm down.
They're like burning. Chill, bro. Chill.
I can't get out! Fire!
I'll help you if you don't hurt me.
Alright. So because you dashed, you don't have an action here that you can do to the bears. But I will allow you to make a handle animal check to approach them. Because they're quite aggravated. Now, you can speak with animals. I'd like you to make this check with advantage.
Nice.
Easy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Pretty nice.
Very nice.
What? I said very nice.
23.
23.
You.
Help! Help me!
And both of them are just sort of like now looking at you expectantly.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It is now Oobok Swordmaster Goblin's turn.
Dickless Cage.
Just because he messed you up, he used an interact action to put his sword away and starts running for the hills. Double move. And just off at an angle. Cornelian, it's your turn.
Yeah, he can live to fight another day. He was a good sport.
You better be back in the future.
Cornelian is going
encounter.
to dash towards the. He's going to double move towards the cart, but he can't really do anything with the rest
You
of his.
can move 30 feet, right, normally? So you're right in the middle of 4 sleeping goblins. 3 sleeping goblins. Okay. What I'm going to do, are you guys letting that goblin run away?
Avenge me.
Cornelian has no plans on pursuing that fleeing goblin.
No, I want to see the swordsman come back in a future episode.
After he's grinded up some levels.
Yeah, he becomes the next Oobok.
He's just got a big great sword that he just lugs around.
Woden, you're going to let him go as well? Because I just need to know. Okay.
Okay.
We'll drop from initiative order right now. And you've now got a bunch of sleeping goblins, an on-fire cart, and a couple goblins that have fled the scene. Sveta, if you'd like to, you can now do something with the polar bears. You've done your handle animal check and they're allowing you to approach. So what would you like to do? You're still in the form of a snow leopard.
Is the cart still screaming?
No.
Okay.
You've also got one...
dead.
Well, you've got one dead goblin in front of you, another one that you knew was also fleeing too. So at least 3 goblins fled.
Alright. Whilst they're still looking at me,
Yeah.
I'm going to transform back into Sveta.
Okay.
So they know.
Yep. Object permanence, very important for polar
That's
bears.
good. They are probably dumb.
You don't know that.
No, I don't.
You don't have their stat block. Only I have their stat block.
I will soon get their stat block.
Yep. Okay.
Will be mine. Oh yes,
I'll get them.
it will be mine.
What? Help us!
Give me that stat block.
Not yet.
Okay. Can I assume they've got, like, shit in their mouths?
Yes. You can use an action
Brains.
now to free them if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now that you've freed them, you see that they move very quickly away from the cart.
Me too.
They look at you. And they look at each other, and they look at all of you in the distance, and they say, "Thank you. Can I eat them?" Looking over at your companions.
You can eat the goblins, the little green ones.
I'm hungry. I want to eat all of them.
Only the ones sleeping.
Okay.
And I stare at them like, only the ones sleeping.
And then the 2 polar bears start making their way down the hill towards Carnelian and...
Cornelian is going to move away very quickly.
Whoa!
I'll shout downhill. It's like, it's okay.
That's not going to stop Cornelian moving away very quickly.
Again, low charisma.
It's okay. They won't eat you.
Yeah.
Run back towards the sled.
I'll go for a light jog back down.
The terrible screaming of suddenly awakened goblins as polar bears rip into them limb from limb is a horrible sight to even contemplate at this point.
Good.
So I won't belabor the point. Those 3 goblins are dead. You have 2 tied up goblins at the cart, and you guys are able to make your way back to the cart.
I'll hang out with the polar bears.
Does anybody here speak Goblin?
No.
I think you do, don't you, Cornelian?
No.
Oh,
Speak dwarf
sorry.
and draconic.
That was a bit racist, wasn't it?
You do know that these goblins were yelling at each other in when they saw you in common. They saw you out there.
Right.
So they probably can speak common.
Perhaps we could help tie him up a little more securely. Did a good quick job. Maybe we could... What do you think, Warden?
Please, I'm obviously terrible at knots.
Well, not bad for a 6-second job.
I'm going to check the sled
sled.
I wanted to do earlier and make sure there's nothing been pinched from there.
Okay, just before you do, the sleep spell wears off in a minute, right? Okay, so after the horrific sight of the polar bears eating the other goblins, and they'll eventually turn to leave with blood all over their mouths, the other 2 goblins wake up, and they realise they're in binds, and they start to struggle, and they look terrified.
As rightly they should.
But before, the polar bears, they're just gonna, leave?
They've eaten, they've gone their fill, they look at you,
Won't you stay?
and they go,
Why?
yeah, why? We now get to go home.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That must be nice. Go home.
Thank you for freeing us. Yes. Thank you for freeing me and my husband.
Oh!
We were taken from our den together.
Can I give him a headbutt?
No. Headbutt.
Headbutt.
You're not. You've already had 2 goblins. You're gonna get fat if you end up having more. Don't eat the nice druid. But they look so tasty like dessert. No, we promised.
There's a barbecued one beside the cart before you leave.
Oh, you mean the scaly one? No, they meant the green one. No, we go home.
Okay.
We give you our stat block in thanks.
and they
Thank you.
wander off into the snow.
Alright, bye-bye.
Taking a quick look at the cart, just based on the description that those dwarves gave you, you would think that everything seems to be here. It appears that the goblins came upon the cart after the Yeti attack and decided to salvage what was there, so they were taking it away. Doesn't appear to be anything missing.
I guess we should go get the mules and hook them up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What of the gobbies?
Oh, yeah, let's tie those up a bit more. Carnelian will attend to those knots and make sure that the goblins aren't going to slip loose.
You crouch down to look at the goblins' restraints, and they look at you with scared looks in their eyes.
Help us. Please. Don't let the big one's wrath always calling on us small folk. Please help us.
Could you maybe explain what was going on?
We found a cart in the slough. Salvage. We're just taking it back. We have every right to claim to it. Then you came. Horrible, horrible snow leopard and killed my friends. What gives you the right to do that? Why is your right to salvage more than ours? It's always the same!
Actually, the 2 giant polar bears that you had chained up to your wagon were the ones who killed the goblins. We didn't actually kill anybody.
That was on their own volition.
You set them free. I saw the druid talking to them. He ate them. You attacked us! You attacked us when we were just pulling salvage!
Yeah, you're right, we did. I did knock you unconscious while you were pulling salvage. And, I feel like you would have done the same to us had you the advantage.
Racist. Just your perception of goblins, I suppose. We're just monsters to you! Just things to be killed! Eaten! Kill us!
You do realize you're talking to a kobold, right?
Be done with it!
I actually wasn't going to.
We're just monsters to you.
I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall.
Well, one of them did light the cart on fire when there was someone inside. That's pretty monstrous.
Yeah, didn't your leader, set your own wagon on fire? I feel like your leader killed more goblins today than we did.
Oh yeah, the actions of another goblin means you're guilty as well. I'm sure that's how the courts of laws of big folk work. No matter. We're dead already.
Here's an actual question, if I may.
Are they,
No, that's okay. You tell me when you're done,
They
Zima.
know they're talking to a kobold, right?
Well, they appear to be angry at the whole party of you.
Okay. If we already let a couple of you go. We only really wanted the wagon. Are you guys gonna be okay if we just you guys aren't gonna I don't know, come get revenge if we just let you go now?
What revenge could we have?
The kind where you stab us?
Oh yeah, we can really take all of you on. Look at just what happened.
Well, I mean, it would be very silly of you to try. I just want to make sure that you're not going to.
Oh yeah, in your sleep, all the little goblins, they're just terrible monsters that kill you in your sleep. Terrible.
You had a question, I think.
I did. I'd like to just... I think we've discussed perceptions of goblins enough. How about a question? You mentioned a big one that you're terrified of. Who's the big one?
The giant snow leopard would definitely be the thing we're terrified the most of.
No, he was talking more in general about, humans than he is about, a single big person in general.
So you don't mean that there's some larger individual?
No.
Okay, misunderstood, that's all.
The general gist of what you got was that this seems to be a pretty run-of-the-mill thing that happens to goblins, and they're not happy about it. I mean, at the same time, you've had plenty of stories of goblins attacking people like bandits and taking kids away in the night. But, I mean, there's also bad people too.
This is Carnelian's is really confused. He's just
I mean, what they said was right. They were just pulling a sled.
Yeah, exactly. It's just alright, do we need anything from these guys?
Clearly not.
Alright. Carnelian's just gonna untie them and tell them to get the fuck out of here.
What if they attack again?
Then we'll kill them.
Why not just kill them now?
Because we don't need to?
Does Beefcliff need any blood?
No, he's okay. He's alright.
Again, if they want to take a stance that, we could just kill them, but it doesn't seem like we need to. Hey, who do you guys work for? Who was the guy on top of the wagon? Do you got a name for him?
Zubai.
Zubai? Z-U-B-A-I?
Izubai. I-Z-O-B-A-I.
Where do you live?
Zubai?
Where's your hideout?
Doesn't matter anymore. We just wander. You don't have a hideout. You big folk in your big cities, all safe and protected. Out here we have to just do what we can to survive. We just wander. Place to place.
Alright, well, go on, get out of here.
Pop to it then.
It'll just undo one of the knots and pull the rope loose. Get out of here.
The two of them stand up. They look towards both of you and they start walking off.
Oh, just sauntering.
No, they are holding each other, and arm in arm, they've come from a traumatic experience.
It's the end of the Rocky movie. Rambo movie. We just stand there and for 15 minutes watching them walk into the distance.
If they look back, Carnelian's gonna do it and points at his eyes and points at them.
They do look back, and you can see sadness in their eyes.
Get out.
They leave. You guys have now a sled which you can attach some donkeys to, and it'll take some effort, but you can start heading back. Although it is getting late.
So the thing's just full of iron. It's all just iron.
It's ingots, though.
Iron ingots, yeah.
Okay.
It is. I doubt that they would just ship raw iron to the town.
Just lumps.
Straight out of the ground.
I'll assist the donkeys. I'll also turn into a donkey.
We have a giant sled now that we
Assist the
could.
donkeys by becoming a donkey.
I will be the donkey.
We do have a giant sled now that we could use to assist in creating shelter if we do want to set camp. Maybe pull it. Maybe get the donkeys to pull it back to the hilly area at least.
Given how long it took you to get here, if you leave now, you will be well after nightfall by the time you get back. So you have the option of trying to push through and risk getting lost in the dark, because there's not a lot of markers here to go by, and the night is starting to get, it's starting to get dark, as you can see. And you also know that it's not a clear sky. You wouldn't necessarily have the moon or stars to go by, at least for a while, as the remains of that blizzard is still sort of hanging around. However, you could still push through and try and make your way by doing survival checks and heading for town. Or you could try and camp out somewhere and wait out the night.
So we're in the Dwarven Valley?
No.
Oh.
No. You're, probably halfway between the Dwarven Valley and Brinchand.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So you're out in the wilds.
Well, I guess now that we got this cart, we don't have to worry about blowing away in the blizzard. This thing weighs like 600 tons or something.
300 pounds.
No, the cart itself does, but the iron on top of it
Is another 600, yeah.
It ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Actually, I'll turn into a brown bear because I'll need the strength.
The pulling power.
I mean, that'll help you for a little while, but you know that you wouldn't make it just in a couple hours.
It'll just help.
Yeah.
Fasten a little.
It'll get you there maybe about an hour or so faster.
Still in the dark, though.
Yes, correct.
Are there any trees?
You're only probably... No, again, I was saying this whole landscape is
all
pretty
very
devoid
open.
of any kind of cover. You could potentially make your way back to the sort of, that area that you took cover from the blizzard. That's probably a couple hours away.
I think that might, if we could reach there before dark, that might be a good place.
Yeah, I agree. If we could get there and then camp there for the night.
So you're becoming a bear. So that means I need another survival check from someone else that's trying to make their way back to that spot.
I can survive.
Kanye, you can survive. And 21.
17.
Okay. The both of you working together are pretty easily able to... I mean, you're drawing a direct line. Brinchander, you can see just off in the distance as the light starts to fail. And you can sort of get your bearings that way at least to start. And then over the course of a couple hours, you do make your ways. But by the time you do get to that shelter, it is dark.
I cast light on something on the cart.
I cast light on the ingots. Because the glowing huge...
You probably only cast it on one.
A beacon. Okay.
I cast it on one of the mules. It's a shining
It doesn't
glowing
let you
mule.
cast it on organic creatures. So you can make your way there. I mean, the light only extends out to, say, 60 feet or so. But through the light, you can make it to the shelter. You can sort of reset up similar to the way that you did. You don't think, or, just looking at the cloud cover, you don't think there'll be another blizzard in the night, although you might be in for some more fresh snow?
We should set a watch.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go second.
I'll go last.
I'll go second last.
Alright. So you guys rest the night. First watch. Second watch. At the end of the second watch, you can see the clouds just starting to part. And the familiar brilliant sight of the aurora fills the sky once again.
Oh yes, the Aurora Brungus.
It must be near midnight. You also see the moon. And you only have a couple more days until the phase is a new moon. But nothing seems to cost you there. Perpetual dawnbreak. You guys are rested.
Yeah.
You're able to make a long night's sleep and make your way in the morning back towards Brinchander. It's fairly easy now. The clouds have blown finally over and the sky is clear. You can see you can see long distances in front of you, and you can see the Khan from behind you and the city in the distance ahead, which makes easy going in what would otherwise be difficult navigation. After approximately 5 hours or so, you guys are starting to approach the gates. And I have, for you guys as players, a bit of big news for you.
Oh, here it is.
Big news Morgans, let's go.
Number 1. Congratulations on finishing Chapter 1
Yeah!
of this
Holy
adventure.
crap, nice.
The interesting thing about this adventure...
We did it.
Yeah, exactly. The interesting thing about this adventure is the next chapters all take place concurrently? Question mark? I would definitely advise people who have been interested in listening so far to, if they want to run this for their players, it is a fun module to run. The other good news, though, that I can share with you is that all of you hit level 4.
Yes! Hell yeah!
Woo!
And whilst we all can hit level 4 and celebrate together, but also celebrate next time on Reflex
Still
Save.
celebrating though.
Oh,
Yeah!
Conflicted yays.
Yeah, but
Conflicted yays.
Longest year night ever.
what's that woman doing with a bowl of cornflakes on her head?
She's having a good time.
Jesus. She's having a
Living
blast.
their best life.
She's trying to find a substitute for masturbation.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
A box instead of playing with her box. She becomes the box.
A box for a box.